than dead. And much has been made of juror attentiveness over the course of this. They paid more attention today than they have in a while. And even at one point during Dr. Tobin's testimony, nearly all of them started touching their necks as he did a demonstration over the anatomy of the neck.
That's incredible. All right, Omar, thank you very much. And that detail is obviously so crucial as I bring in Benjamin Crump, the Floyd family attorney. So Ben, you heard in Omar's piece, Dr. Tobin describing in excruciating detail how George Floyd struggled to get oxygen for those 9 minutes and 29 seconds. And he was saying that everyone in the jury, that he said much has been made of how much people are paying attention in the jury, but that today all of them were avidly paying attention. And in those moments, they were all touching their necks, actually. Is this the strongest testimony you've heard?
It is certainly some of the strongest testimony we've heard in days. The doctor destroyed Derick Chauvin's defense theory that there was a trace amount of drugs that killed him. He destroyed the theory that he died from a previous health condition because he specifically said that what they did to George Floyd would have killed a healthy person had they had nothing else intervening. And then, Aaron, he broke it down so masterfully when he demonstrated using his neck where you had the juries completely engaged.
So Chauvin's attorney then today, Ben, tried to shift some blame onto the paramedics. We had not heard this before. So what he did was, seizing on the testimony from Dr. Tobin, he said, well, more than 9 minutes passed between the time Floyd took his last breath, according to Dr. Tobin, and when paramedics inserted the airway tube. So he was using that gap to appear to shift the blame to the paramedics and away from Chauvin. Let me play that moment for you, Ben.
Okay.
So between 20:27 and 45 seconds when the EMTs first arrived and the time they got him to have an air in his lungs, that was a crucial 9 minutes.
Yes.
So what do you make of that defense, that the paramedics were the ones who did not respond quickly enough?
Aaron, it's what we said initially, even before the trial began. They're going to do everything in their power to distract us, to try to say, look over here, look over there. Don't focus on what we see in the video with our own eyes. And so I'm not surprised that they would now try to blame the paramedics after they previously tried to blame the bystanders for being angry. This whole subliminal theory of the angry black people made Derick Chauvin keep his knee on George Floyd's neck. Aaron, it is clear what killed George Floyd was an overdose of excessive force.
So Ben, everyone knows these times now, 9 minutes, 29 seconds, right? As the time Floyd was pinned to the ground. Now, today, the doctor really went into that excruciating detail on what specifically was happening during that time, during these moments, as George Floyd died. I'll play one crucial part of that.
The knee remains on the neck for another 3 minutes and 27 seconds after he takes his last breath. The knee remains. After there's no pulse, the knee remains on the neck for another 2 minutes and 44 seconds after the officers have found themselves there's no pulse. The knee remains on the neck.
And as he lays this out, Ben, he says the knee remained for 3 minutes and 27 seconds after Floyd took his last breath. As part of this, as he's walking through it, they're literally showing video that they had slowed down so that people could understand what George Floyd's last literally seconds were. The jury saw that. Floyd's brother, Philonise, was in the courtroom today. I've talked to him before. I can't imagine how painfully difficult this was for him to hear and to have to watch.
Yeah. It is extremely emotional for the family, but it is critical to making sure the jury understands why they must vote to convict Derick Chauvin. It was a very direct and specific medical testimony that corroborates the police chief saying that what Chauvin did was absolutely unnecessary. And Aaron Burnett, it corroborates what we all saw with our own eyes. So today's testimony completely destroyed Derek Chauvin's defense.
Ben, thank you very much. I always appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am.
Benjamin Crump, as I said, attorney for the Floyd family. Next, a major development in the federal investigation into Congressman Matt Gaetz and whether he broke sex trafficking and prostitution laws with young girls. Close associate of Gaetz is now likely to strike a plea deal with prosecutors. And a CNN exclusive, we're going to take you inside Myanmar, where people right now are risking their lives to fight, to have a voice against a military coup.
A song by Paul Beckman, Paul Rainbow song created April 8th, 2021. The song, it's going to be called Derick kept his knee on Floyd 3 minutes after he was dead. Using guitar chords, C, F, and G. Well, you see, Derick, yes, he kept his knee on Floyd's neck for 3 minutes after he took his last breath. Well, even though he was already dead, Derick killed him. He was already dead. Derick murdered him. He kept his knee on his neck 3 minutes after he was dead. As if the other amount of time wasn't enough. He kept his knee on his neck after he was dead. 3 minutes after he was dead, after he killed him, kept his knee on his neck. Oh no. Well, a policeman shouldn't act like that. He's a bad representation for all police everywhere. He epitomizes what you should not do. Well, it's a bad, sad, cruel thing. He killed him for no reason other than his own self-made ego that was refusing to listen to the wisdom of innocent bystanders standing by, saying, "You're killing him, get your knee off his neck, you're killing him."